I've decided to continue the discussion on thematic analysis, specifically focusing on how people calculate probabilities in sports betting. Frankly, I can't fathom how teams' victories are calculated, the margins, the divisions, and the results. Only the bookmakers have this info, but somehow they calculate the probabilities. So, I've checked out a bunch of sites that use mathematical analysis. 5 or 6 of them, totaling either 26 or 126 sites, I lost track. I want to highlight one game as an example, Spain versus Getafe. Let's dive right in to avoid any confusion. So, the first site shows 0-1, and the next one shows 16. We look at another site, and it shows 0-1 again. The next match quickly shows 0-0. Now, let's move on to Getafe versus Giant. The mathematical analysis from these sites shows us different accounts. Here's what I found. Spain versus Getafe, 0-1. Getafe versus Giant, 11. Before the matches, 0-1. Another one, 10. So, all 6 sites showed us 0-1, 0-1, 1-1. Almost all these sites, which 99% of people use, predict that the goals scored will be less than 1.5. Let's see what the odds are at the moment. Assuming both teams will score, our odds are currently 2.32. My prediction for today is that the total will be more than 1.5, with odds of 1.696. This seems reasonable given that the bookmakers are aware of what everyone is looking at on these sites. Now, let's delve into the mathematical analysis. All these sites base their predictions on statistical data and mathematical calculations. The forecasts are obtained by processing matched data from the last 14 years using basic mathematical rules and principles of probability theory. I've had subscribers tell me that there needs to be more math involved. However, in sports betting, math doesn't work because it stops working when the bookmaker gets involved. That's the crux of it. The wheel keeps spinning until someone interferes with the odds. In short, I might have rambled a bit, but I hope you get the gist of it. The stats are based on the average number of goals scored between two teams over the last 12 years, taking into account their current form. It's a bit of a mess, and I'm not quite sure how to interpret all this information. So, that's where we stand. Let's summarize all this information and see where it leads us. It's confusing and unclear. I don't grasp the information on how to find the optimal odds, so let's summarize the information again. It's crucial to note that the algorithm is entirely based on mathematical rules and assumptions, using new statistics from the last 12 years. All the points are based on statistics and are calculated mathematically. So, these websites operate on these principles, some using statistics from 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, 25 years, and even recent weather data. A super accurate forecast. Now, let's look at France's first league. Here's what we found. The first site shows 0-0. The second site shows 17. The next one shows 11. And another one shows 21. All these sites, as you know, rely heavily on mathematical analysis or similar methods to provide their forecasts. Not just a couple, but around 200 million of them. So, with such a vast sample size, some consistency is expected. However, there are variations. For instance, 3 sites show 0-0-1-1, indicating a goalless draw. 2 sites predict a goal from both teams, which are 2 distinct outcomes. 2 sites predict a win for the first team, while 1 site predicts a win for the second team. The variations are huge. Some sites show total more and first team victory, while others show total less and second team victory. Can you imagine how different these forecasts are? The sites show different forecasts. One indicates total less and victory for the second team, while another suggests total more and victory for the first team. The discrepancies are significant, they can't even agree on a consistent base. It seems like they're all trying to one-up each other with their analyses, which is frustrating. Imagine being a newcomer and being told that you can analyze matches based on mathematical analysis. That's what I'm supposed to rely on, but I'm completely lost. I see numbers like 0-0, 12, victory 1, victory 2, TB, and TM, and it's all confusing. These sites present their forecasts as percentage ratios, which they claim are calculated using mathematical methods. But the percentages vary widely across different sites. The algorithms may be similar, but they're all based on different data sources and criteria. It's frustrating and leaves me speechless. These forecasts are what people rely on, but if the majority of these high-traffic matches show similar predictions, the bookmakers will adjust their odds accordingly. I think it's a stretch to take these statistics seriously. For example, even if a site claims to have 70% of the traffic and provides 500 forecasts a day, it's nearly impossible to verify all of them to see if they match their calculations.